morning. Welcome to Friday's edition of I don't know what, y'all. I don't know what. I just got up and my kitchen is a hot mess. Okay, kitchen's a hot mess. Want to show you what it looks like right now. It's 7, excuse me, no, it's already 8 o'clock. I've been up since 7, but it's already 8. I'm already over here fixing my breakfast, which is always, well, 9 times out of 10, it's oatmeal. And I've got a lot of projects going. The main project, whoops, excuse the mess, and we'll show it to you again. Here's the other side. Y'all, I got to clean some kitchen up. I got to clean me some kitchen up. Got a little experiment going here. I got to get my toast buttered. But this is kind of what my kitchen looked like when I woke up. It didn't really, it was a little more organized, but I always try to go to bed without no dishes at night because I hate waking up to in the morning. But like I said, I have a night owl. Yeah, that's all I got to say. Whatever, we'll get it cleaned up. But I completely forgot. I had set up some over here. Another little experiment. This is my sourdough starter. I'm fixing to make sourdough bread. It's been sitting for 24 hours. And I've got the flour. I completely forgot. I didn't have any flour in my jars that I usually keep over here, bread flour. So I had to get them out and refill this, refill my sugar, and anyway, this is the exact mess with it. Yeah, y'all, I've got stuff everywhere. I got stuff going everywhere. But I don't like starting my day off like this. But when I have that attitude, I'm like, thank you, God, you provide. Thank you, God, you provide. Because when I start seeing this, I start feeling anxious. But first thing I'm going to do is get me some breakfast in my stomach. Because if I don't eat first thing in the morning, I get nauseous really bad. So I'm going to go ahead and eat. And then after that, I'm going to get everything cleared up, and I'm going to show you that meal, the second hashtag use that cookbook recipe that I've got. I have chosen this out of this book right here, the Basics and More Cookbook. It is on page 183. It's actually this recipe right here called Wet Burritos. Notice this says 10/29/19. I put a check mark by everything I had, but guess what? I never made it. So I went back and I'm like, we're making this today because I have all the ingredients. Plus I'm going to add a little bit to it. So let me go ahead and get some food in my stomach before I throw up. Sorry, TMI. And I will be back with you in a few minutes with a much cleaner kitchen and organization and start this recipe for hashtag use that cookbook. All right, guys, so I have everything assembled that I need to make my wet burritos. And like I said, it's coming from this cookbook right here, the Basics and More Cookbook. I've had it for a long time. Look for it on thrift books every place. I paid about 20 bucks for it. I know you can get it cheaper elsewhere if you look used. I've had that for over a decade. But anyway, this is on page 183. This is what I'm doing right here. Like I said, that date, I was going to do it, never did it, and did. So right now, it calls for 1.5 pounds of hamburger meat. To cook that, fry that up, which I have right here, and it says to add how much onions to it. It says to add about a small onion to it. So I'm going to go ahead and get this fried up. This, by the way, is 2.5 pounds. I'm going to go ahead and fry it all up, and I may end up doubling the batch because it says it makes 10 tortillas. I'm probably going to end up doubling it because, like I said, I like reruns. I like doing this more than one time a night. It's easier, it's simpler. So let's go ahead and get this done. Let me go ahead and start it and get this meat fried up to begin with. Just frying up this hamburger meat. And I'm going to throw my onions into it that have already been chopped up. And now all I'm going to do is the hamburger meat has been cooked. I am going to strain it of all the meat. This said this was 80/20, but this was like really, really fatty. And like I said, this is almost 2 pounds of meat. And I am going to kind of, I don't know, redo some of, how do you put it? Change the recipe a tad bit because I just got an idea. It said to put taco seasoning in it. I don't want taco seasoning in it. So what I'm going to end up doing is adding something else, and I will show you that in a minute. But I'm just getting this right here and draining it. And after I get it drained, I will put it back into the pan. which I am going to show you right now. Okay, I'm going to put this back into the pan. Try to get as much of that fat off of it as possible. Okay, got most of it off. Put it back into the pan, and I'm going to put it on like low heat for just a minute. So I'm going to go ahead and take some cream cheese and add to this. I know, you're like, that's weird. I know. I told you, I'm kind of like, the filling to me really didn't have much of a filling, and I kind of wanted a different feeling without the, what do you call it? I'm fixing to make a mess here. Without the taco seasoning. It's going to have a taco kick to it, but just not your regular taco seasoning. Okay, so let me just go ahead and get all of this in here. And I did turn the oven back on. I should have made sure this was room temperature because this does not want to come out. So let me go ahead and get all of this in here. Make sure I don't waste any bit of this. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and get it mixed up, but I'm also going to add something else to it. But first, I'm going to have to get it melted, and then I'm going to take a can of this right here, excuse me looking, a can of Rotel, and I'm going to add this to this mixture. So let me just go ahead and get this mixed up and melted first. I'm going to go ahead and add the can of Rotel to it as well. Going to get that all mixed in. And the cream cheese is melting. I did have to move this to a bigger pan because I'm trying to let you get a really good look, but it's not letting me do it. Let me try it over here instead. Ooh, that's hot, baby. That's hot. Okay, so you can see me mixing in the cream cheese and the Rotel tomatoes. You could put regular tomatoes in here, I suppose, if you wanted to. Rotel's just got a little, it's got a little spicy kick without actually, I guess by using this instead of using the taco seasoning, I'm getting kind of the flavor, but I'm not really a fan of taco seasoning because I haven't found one that's not granular that you can still taste. Does that make any sense? Yeah, so I figure I'll just go for the actual stuff that makes it, which is, of course, the tomatoes and the chilies and a little bit of spices. So this right here, I'm getting this all mixed up. This is what's going to go into my taco shells. Now, that's what it says. The recipe over here tells me just to take the hamburger meat and the onions and put them inside the tortilla shells, but I decided to go ahead and add the cream cheese because I wanted a little kick to it. And you know what? While we're over here, let's just add a little garlic, a little more onion powder. Yeah, just to give it a little flavors. I don't want it to be dull, you know. So let me go ahead and get all this mixed up, and then I'll come back and show you. I'm going to go ahead and fill my tortilla shells, which let me find them for you. I'm going to go ahead and fill these, and then I'm going to tell you what I'm going to be putting on top of it. Oh, wait a minute, y'all. See, this is where my brain's at right now. This is where my brain's at right now. Look, a can of mushrooms. That's going in there. See, my brain's already shot. See, this is going to make a whole lot more than 10 regular sized shells. So, yeah, I've got to put out for me. I'm just trying to use up some stuff what I have. So, actually, right now, I'm going to taste this. Oh, pretty good. Oh, pretty good. Probably could use a little bit of chili powder. Just not chili powder. Just plain, what do you call it? Peppers. Yeah, just some peppers. Let's put just a tad. Oop, that's probably too much. Yeah, I know. That's kind of what's in taco seasoning anyway. But, yeah. Okay. So, I'll get this mixed in. When I get all my taco shells filled up, I will come back. This is what it looks like. And I'll show you how I'm going to be making the wet sauce, the sauce that actually goes on it, to put on top of these burritos. So you can see I've got a few already done. I've got, 5 of these done. It says it's going to make 10. I guarantee you, with all this meat that I have in here, it's going to make about 2 9x13 pans, which is fine. All I'm doing is getting the meat right here. And by the way, I would add some salt to this meat. It does need some salt. I am not I pack them good. Just get them like you normally do. Roll it like that packed, and then I take and I put them in here. So let me go ahead and get this and see how many pans I get. And then I will come back and show you the sauce I will be making from the sour cream and the canned mushroom soup. All right, the recipe calls for now go 2 cups of sour cream, which is the 16 ounce. I'm going to put in here. And now, remember, this is called wet burritos, so this is going to be like the sauce that goes on top of it. Y'all, like I said, I have never made this before. This is one of my new recipes. I'm just kind of improvising a can of mushroom soup. This one was dented. I need to get it used. If you don't have mushroom, I'm quite sure it's cream of chicken. Whatever you got will do. But you need to use this up. Okay. And then you have that right there. And it says you're supposed to go ahead and mix this up. But like I said, I wanted to add something a little different. I'm adding some Rotels in here. Yep, I did drain it, although it still had juice. So I'm going to mix this up. This is what's going to go on top of the burritos. Hence the name Wet Burritos. Oh, I probably should have drained it better. It's got a little bit too much water. But hopefully it'll cook and mix in with the sour cream. Okay. Yep. Go ahead and mix that up. And then after that, you take this and I'm going to put this on top. Let me go ahead and get it. I'm going to stir it, pour it on top, all over on top of it. I am like going to be really interested to see how this stuff tastes. Because usually I'm putting like an enchilada sauce on top of this, you know. This is something different. Okay. Oh, I like the, I don't know if you can tell, but I really like the Rotel in it. Adds a little bit of color. Okay. Stir that. You know, I imagine this is one of those recipes you could probably freeze. I don't see why you wouldn't. You just mix the sauce afterwards. Okay, and then after that, it says to, here's my mess over here. It says to sprinkle with grated cheese. It didn't say which kind. I had some mozzarella. I know mozzarella on Mexican, right? Anyway, mozzarella and I had a bunch mixed up. So I'm just going to take it and put it on top. It doesn't matter. I mean, I wasn't going to grate a whole other thing of cheese when, like, I'm still kind of really, it is still the pantry challenge. It's always a pantry challenge. It's always a challenge to use everything you've got and not waste it. Yeah. But anyway, let me see here. Okay, let me just go ahead and get the rest of this on here. Don't want to waste it. And then I'm hoping you guys are getting a good view of this. Maybe this is a little better. Kind of get the cheese everywhere. Yeah, make sure it goes everywhere. And then I'm supposed to cook this in the oven on 350 for about 50 minutes. And of course, I always like adding green stuff. Just makes things look prettier. Yeah, makes things look prettier. So this is what it looks like right now. Wait a minute. Told you I got to clean my... Okay, so this is what it looks like right here. I'm going to put it in the oven at 350 for roughly 35 minutes. And I'll pull it back out and we'll see what this tastes like. All right, guys, here are my wet burritos out of the Basics and More Cookbook. Recipe, page 183. You can see it is still hot, bubbly. Let me do a side. It's interesting because you can see the, what do you call it? The tortillas wrapped up with the meat and the cream cheese and the Rotel. It's really pretty. It really is. Anyway, it is bubbly. It is hot. Looks delicious. I'm going to let it cool down for probably about 15-20 minutes before I pull it out and show it to you. I do have more left over, which I knew it was going to be a double recipe anyway. I just need to make up another batch of the cream stuff. But actually, I think I'm just going to put this in the refrigerator and do it tomorrow and save it because I do still have tortilla shells. I need to use them. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and show you right fast. Here is the original recipe in case you are interested in what to do with it. You will notice I marked off the chili and the refried beans. I'm not a bean person. Hubby would have liked them in there, but, well... Anyway, this is the original recipe. You can screenshot it if you want to. I will leave my recipe, how I improvise, down below in the description box. So we're going to wait about 20 minutes, come back, and let's see how amazing this looks and tastes. All right, guys, here is, it has been sitting about 15 minutes. I went ahead and pulled one out. It's interesting because when you just first saw it a minute ago, it was all the way up here, but I let it cool and it deflated more. It looks amazing. It really does. Here's a good look out of it right here. I had to turn the video off because it was like tearing apart, but this is a good view of it. Okay. And like that cheese, the cream, it looks amazing. And it smells awesome. I'm going to see if I can cut this right now so you can see what it looks like in the middle. It is very, I might have cooked it too long at the bottom, I'm not sure. But let me see. Let me turn it around this way so you can kind of get an idea of what it looks like. Yeah, here we go. This is what the burrito, the wet burrito, looks like. The sauce, the cheese, everything. Give you better. And that's the filling. Y'all, this right here is very heavy. I guarantee you, you serve something with this, like some kind of vegetable, green beans, I don't know, whatever, a salad, it'd be really good. I think this is going to be a winner in my house. Let me go ahead and taste it myself. I'm trying to let it cool because it's really, really, really hot. So that's what it looks like. Okay, I just took it. Oh, word, y'all. It's delicious. Absolutely delicious. That cream cheese in there made such a difference. And it does have a little spicy kick because of those peppers. So is this recipe a winner for the hashtag Use That Cookbook Recipe Challenge? Absolutely. Y'all, I'm happy. I'm so happy. I've actually had 2 different recipes that I know my family likes. I know my husband's going to love this one. That they actually are going to like. 2 brand new recipes. That's what this challenge is all about, y'all, is using what we got, hashtag Pantry Challenge, and using that cookbook, using those cookbooks that I know a lot of people are like, a lot of women, I know I am, you see this beautiful cookbook, you look at the recipes, you're like, oh, I gotta have it, but then it sits on the shelf. No, baby, I gotta make these work. That's where this recipe comes in. So this is my second one, hoping you would join me if you are doing a pantry challenge of any type of your home. Hashtag Use That Cookbook Challenge. Please leave a comment below and let us know what you're doing, how it's working out, if you've improvised, what you've learned, all those things. Anyway, hope you guys are having an amazing day. Thank you so much for stopping by. Oh yes, and I did want to give you a vision. My kitchen's clean, and I got me some sourdough bread in there rising. Oh, y'all. This comfort food's getting good, y'all. Y'all have an awesome day. Thanks for stopping by. God bless.